My wife changed her will to leave everything to her sister instead of me and says I don't need it. I wasn't snooping. I need to say that first. Our estate lawyer emailed me a document to sign. Routine stuff. I opened the attachment. It wasn't my document. It was Rachel's updated will, updated 6 months ago, without me knowing. I read the first page. Beneficiary. Emily Lawson. Her sister, not me. Her sister. I scrolled down. The house, the savings, the life insurance, the investment account, the 401k. Everything we built together for 11 years. Every dollar, every asset, every piece of this life goes to Emily. My name appears once in the entire document, in a section that says, to my husband Marcus, I leave my personal library and any sentimental items he may choose from the household. Sentimental items. My wife left me books and the option to pick through our house like a yard sale after she dies. She left me the emotional equivalent of a gift card to a store that's closing, while her sister inherits everything. I called Rachel immediately. She picked up on the second ring. Cheerful, normal. Hey babe, what's up? I just read your will. Dead silence. The kind of silence that tells you everything you need to know before the conversation starts. You weren't supposed to see that. I wasn't supposed to? We're married. I'm your husband. I'm looking at a legal document that says if you die, your sister gets our house and I get your book collection. When were you planning to tell me? She came home early that day, sat at the kitchen table, didn't take off her coat. That's how I knew this wasn't going to be a short conversation. People who keep their coats on are bracing for something. She said, let me explain before you get angry. I'm already angry. If I die, you'll be fine. You make good money, you have your own retirement. You'll sell this house eventually. You'll move on. You'll probably remarry within 2 years. Remarry within 2 years. My wife has already projected my second marriage. She's written a timeline for my grief. In her head, I'm already at the altar with someone else before her grave has grass. Emily has nothing. She's a single mom making $34,000 a year. She has no savings, no retirement, 2 kids. If something happens to me, you will survive. Emily won't. I'm leaving my money where it's needed, not where it's comfortable. I said, so this is about Emily. It's about making sure my death helps someone who actually needs it. And I don't need it. I don't need our house. The house I painted, the house I mowed every Saturday, the house where I built a deck with my own hands because we couldn't afford a contractor. She said, you'll buy another house with your salary, with your next wife's salary. Next wife. She said it again. My wife is financially planning around a woman who doesn't exist. She's already budgeted for my hypothetical second marriage. She's optimizing her death around my dating life. I said, Rachel, you're not dying. Everyone dies. You're 36. My mom died at 41. That stopped me because she's right. Rachel's mom died suddenly at 41. Heart condition nobody knew about. Rachel was 19 when she got the call. She's been carrying that number ever since. Every year past 41 is borrowed time in her mind. She's not being dramatic. She's being prepared. But preparation doesn't mean cutting your husband out of your will and giving everything to your sister without a conversation. I said, I understand Emily needs help. I'm happy to help Emily. But you did this without telling me. You removed me from our shared life's work and handed it to someone else like I was a guest in my own marriage. She said, the will isn't about you. It is about me. Because when you die, if you die, that will is the last thing that speaks for you. And right now it says your sister matters more than your husband. That's not financial planning. That's a ranking. She flinched. First time in the conversation. I said, what does Emily even know about this? Nothing. I haven't told her. So you secretly rewrote your will, cut me out, gave everything to your sister and told nobody. I was going to tell you. When it felt right. 6 months, Rachel. You've been walking around this house for 6 months knowing I'm not in your will, eating dinner with me, sleeping next to me, holding my hand, while a legal document in a drawer says I don't matter enough to inherit the life we built together. She started crying. Not manipulation crying. The real kind. The kind that comes from someone who knows they made a decision from fear and dressed it up as logic. She said, I'm not cutting you out because I don't love you. I'm cutting you out because I watched my mom die with nothing in place. My dad got everything. He remarried in 18 months. His new wife redecorated my childhood bedroom. My mom's clothes were in a donation bin before the first anniversary. Everything my mother was got erased by a man who moved on. I can't let that happen to me. There it is. The real reason. Not Emily. Not money. Her dad, who remarried, who erased her mother. Rachel isn't protecting Emily. She's protecting her own memory from becoming what her mother's became. A donation bin and a redecorated room. I sat with that for a long time. Then I said, I'm not your father. She said, I know, but grief makes people into versions of themselves they don't recognize. And I'd rather protect against that now than hope for the best. We're rewriting the will. Together. Emily gets a trust. A real one. Funded. Protected. Enough to take care of her and the kids. I stay in the will. Not because I demanded it. Because Rachel agreed that cutting me out without telling me was fear making decisions that love should have made. She said last week, I'm sorry I planned for you to replace me. I said, I'm not replacing you. Not in 2 years, not in 20. She smiled. Then said, put that in your will. I did. My lawyer added a line. To my wife Rachel. Everything. No timeline. No projection.